Hey guys, me Dave. I thought I'd do another video tonight. It is 12/15/2020. 12/15. Oh my gosh, the month's half over already. I still gotta get a Christmas tree. So anyway, so I want to do another video. I'll talk about my torture a little bit because I got hit. I got nailed. I've been getting nailed all weekend since Friday, Thursday or Friday. We're talking 14 to 16 hours a day. These guys play games, is what they do. Somebody said they're on a strict protocol, and I mentioned before. I said these guys aren't on a protocol at all. They don't seem like they're on a protocol at all. They seem like they can do whatever they want. They don't seem like they're on a protocol. So I kind of figured it out today when I was getting hit. I tried to get back to sleep this morning, and they would not let me get back to sleep. And then when I woke up, they were manipulating me and putting all kinds of thoughts and all this stuff in my head and all this stuff. 24. It was all day. 16 hours today. And like 14 yesterday. And they've been nailing me all weekend. Okay, so they got some guys on here that really like to hurt me. Some guys come on that really like to hurt me. Okay, so I kind of figured it out a little bit. This is what it appears to be happening. Okay, so if they have a protocol they're supposed to follow, where it says, well, you can torture them for an hour, then they'll torture me for an hour. Okay, well, it's, if they say torture him for an hour and then lay off him, so what they'll do is they'll torture me for an hour, and then what they'll do is they'll stop for a little bit, and then they'll pick the torture up again. Oh, we tortured for an hour. But it doesn't say that we can't start it up again. So then they start torturing me again. And they do the same thing with my feet. They make my feet itch. So if it says, if they say, well, you can make his feet itch for 20 minutes if he tries to go to sleep. So they'll make my feet itch for 20 minutes, and then they'll stop, and then they'll start up again with the other foot. You see how they're getting around the protocol? So if they say lay off him, and this has happened several times, they say lay off him with the weapons. They're like, screw that. Okay, we'll lay off him with the weapons, but then we'll pick up the in-person harassment big time. We'll have people around the neighborhood harass him. We'll have a bunch of gang stalkers and all this stuff. So you're not really getting a break. They're not following a protocol. They're getting around the protocol, because there's some days where they tell them to lay off me on the weapons, and they'll lay off me, but then they will pick up the in-person harassment. So I don't really get a break. I'm always getting something. So these guys, they really like to hurt me. They don't like to give me a break at all, and they find ways around it. And I noticed that today because they were torturing me in the morning for a few hours, and then maybe the protocol said, well, lay off him, let him fall asleep, lay off him with the weapons. And they laid him off me with the weapons, and I almost fell asleep, but they were making noise. I think it was V2K. They were banging on V2K. So these guys are assholes. They're psycho. They're completely psycho. They don't want to give me a break at all. You know, so if the protocol says give him a break, don't hit him with the weapons, then and let him sleep, which I was almost falling asleep. It was around 1 p.m. You know, and almost fell asleep there for an hour, and then uh, they made noise. I think it was V2K to wake me up. Banging on V2K, and they'll trick you. They'll make it sound like the neighbors are doing it. So it's so hard to. It's really hard to tell when you're half awake and you're drowsy and all this stuff. You don't know if it's V2K or if it's someone outside banging. You don't. It's so hard to tell. So they play mind tricks, and they get around the protocol. So if there's a protocol that says leave him the hell alone for the day because he's had enough, they will pick up the in-person harassment. The gang stalking will be heavy. They will bang, and harass and have your family members harass and bang and all this stuff all day long. It's they're not following the protocol. I mean, they kind of are. They're like, well, okay, we'll torture him for an hour, and then it says to lay off him, and then we'll harass him in person and stuff, and then we laid off him for a little bit, so then we'll pick up the weapons again. For a few hours. This is their game. They play games, to get around the protocol because they don't want to give you a break. They don't want to give me a break. I get it. I get it hard, you guys. All the time. I get it hard all the time. And they find ways to get around the protocol. They don't care. These guys are so abusive. So abusive. I don't know how they function. I don't know how they function in society. From what the things that I've seen in my program, these guys are being watched. There's, I guarantee it, there's cameras in their houses. It's set up. Wherever these guys are torturing me, I guarantee there's cameras in their house right now, and they're being watched by someone. Okay, so there's a house on the next block. I think they own. It's a duplex. I think they own that duplex. Okay, so there's a top apartment, and there were some bigger people that lived there that were part of this program. Could have been FBI. I don't know. They lived there for 2 years. Okay, so they moved out. And then they just had some random people come up there and kind of stay. And I don't know what their job is. They're not harassing me or anything. I don't know if they're monitoring me. I don't know what their job is, But, okay, so I seen a guy. He totally looked like an FBI guy. And he had a big black duffel bag. I thought he was moving in, to that top apartment. I thought, well, they're going to have another agent there in the neighborhood, And, but he didn't. He went up there with his big black duffel bag to this top apartment. I guarantee the guy was putting in cameras. I guarantee it. I bet you $100 he was putting in cameras. Now they have a few different people staying there, but now they have a girl that's been staying there kind of regularly. I bet you $100 there's cameras in that apartment watching her. I bet you these people are being watched. You know, I bet you they're being watched. I guarantee they're being watched. I guarantee there's cameras and they're being watched. Everything they do is being watched because they can use this blackmail later on if they need to. You know, so where was I going with this? I don't know, but but these people are being watched and stuff. Uh, it's I have a lot of people around the neighborhood um, that don't perp me, but they're involved in my program. What is their job? Are they taking turns monitoring me? Are they what are they doing? Are they CIA? I don't know. I don't know. Are they FBI? Are they just gang stalkers? It's really hard to tell who these people are. A lot of them are around the neighborhood. They don't perp me. Now that I mention that, they'll probably start perping me. But some of them are friendly. They'll say hi, how you doing? How's your dog? And stuff like that. But it's unreal. But as far as following a protocol, somebody said they follow a strict protocol. And I think there is a protocol they're supposed to follow. But I think these guys have a God complex and they're so abusive. They can't handle the little bit of, I don't want to say power. They can't handle their job, because they really don't have power. They think they have power. They think they own the police, They think the world revolves around them, and all this stuff. And so they're not really following a protocol. So if it says, well, torture them for an hour and then lay off them. Well, yeah, they'll torture me for an hour and then they'll lay off me for a few minutes and then they'll start torturing me again. They get around what they're supposed to do. They want me hit all the time. So if it says lay off him today, they'll have the gang stalkers harass and all this stuff and hit me that way. When they can't hit me with the weapons, So it's just, I kind of realized what was going on today when I was being hit all day and stuff. And, my battery's dying. I gotta shut this off.